Hi guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I wanted to bring you guys a product review of the Blackhawk Omnivore holster that is designed to fit the Surefire X300 and X300U-A. This particular holster fits more than 150 different handguns. Now, I purchased this holster because I have handguns with both optics and flashlights, and it's somewhat a task to find a holster that will accommodate a weapon system that has a mounted flashlight and a mounted optic, and the holster actually locks the handgun. There are a lot of retention holsters on the market that will accommodate a weapon system that has both weapon light and optic, but we're talking about locking the handgun inside of the holster. So this is the release pad. It actually locks your handgun inside of it. All right, it's somewhat of a task to find a holster that will accommodate such. So I took a gamble and I went on ahead and purchased the Omnivore holster. I've been running it for about 3 months and it has worked out great for me. So I wanted to do a review and show you guys how to assemble it. That way when you go and purchase yours, if you're in the market for one, you won't even have to read the manual. And I'll talk to you guys about some of the things I like about it and what I don't like about it, because I've ran it really hard and I really like it. So to jump in, this is the holster. Okay, the way that it works is if you look down inside here, okay, you can see that there's a tab inside. Pressing the button, you can see that little tab move inside. All right, that is what actually locks your flashlight. Okay, nothing grips or touches your frame or your slide. Your slide is free floating inside of this holster. Okay, your flashlight is what secures your weapon inside of the holster. So that's the reason why this particular holster is able to work with 150 different handguns, because as long as the handgun has a Picatinny rail, you basically take your Surefire flashlight, mount it to the Picatinny, and basically you push it or shove it down into the holster, and the flashlight is what is locking the handgun inside. Okay, so nothing is actually grabbing your gun, it's only grabbing the flashlight. So one of the downfalls to that is that you're going to have some play, as far as, so you're going to have some movement. You're not going to have that retention that you have in a retention holster where you don't get any type of movement at all. It's locked in, secure. You're not going to get that with this holster. But the beauty of it is, if you've got a custom gun, you don't have to worry about that friction of your handgun going in and out when you draw and reholster, because remember, your weapon system is pretty much free floating inside of this holster. So I absolutely love it because all my handguns are custom. So I don't mind the little play that it has or whatever. So I just wanted to mention that, because that's a nice feature in my opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into what else you have in the package. So we've got a paddle, we've got a belt loop mount. So that's a paddle mount, belt loop mount. We've got some pads, some pad extensions for your release. We've got screws, and we have tabs for your mounting system. So for your belt loop, we have these snap lock tabs. Okay, and the way that they work is, if you have a 2-inch belt, well, you don't need these at all. Okay, 2-inch belt will go in here and you will be good to go. You won't get the twisting and turning when you draw and reholster. So these keep that extra space, or shall I say remove that extra space, so that your holster won't move around a lot. Okay, so if I was running, let's say, a 1.75-inch belt, then I would take this tab and I would put it at the bottom, like what you see here. If I was running let's say I was running a 1.5 inch instead of a 1.75, this would be a 1.75. If I was running a 1.5, and I would probably come like about right here. Okay, and I would probably run that like that. But let's just say, for the sake of saying, you was running a 1.75, or it depends on how thick your 1.5 inch belt is. You could come down here, and the way that you lock it is you push over and you pull back. Let's see, and then you push forward, and then it locks. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Let's see, get it over and then push forward. All right, now it's locked. And again, when you run your belt through here, it's just gonna, you know, take away that extra space so your holster is more secure. All right, so that's how you work that one. Now on the paddle, you have to do it a little bit different. I'm gonna go ahead and mount this to the holster first, because this is what I've been running. I've been running the paddle. All right, I do want to point out that on the holster, you can see that there is metal threads. So when you actually screw in the paddle or the belt loop mount, you don't have to worry about stripping, you know, the holster or whatever, the threads, because they are rock solid. Now, the screws, they do come with a yellow thread lock, so I don't think you'll have anything to worry about as far as the holster coming loose while you're, you know, running it. Now, you know, granted, if you screw the dang on thing in properly, you should be good to go. Okay, so I started with the bottom screw. I've got it nice and tight. Go to the top left. This is a very rigid holster in my opinion. I like it a lot. I've been training with it for like about 3 months, and it's held up really well. I haven't had any problems with it whatsoever. I mean, it works. You just have a little bit of play, but you know, that's not a deal breaker for me. So I don't know, you may, you know, prefer that retention type holster where you don't have any wiggle, any play whatsoever. But like I said, the only thing being grabbed is your flashlight, so it is what it is. So these are considered turn tabs. That's what Blackhawk calls them. So what we want to do, again, if you've got a 1.75 inch or a 2 inch belt, what you want to do with these is you want to put it in that last hole. You can see the grooves down here on the end. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just sit it in the last hole, push down. All right, now take my flat head end of my screwdriver, my multi-purpose screwdriver, and I'm going to turn to the right. Heard that little click. Same thing here. All right, so that would mean I'm good to go. So what happens is when you open this up, you're going to stick it down in your pants, okay? And your belt is going to be through here. Your belt is going to be on this side, okay? So once you get this down in your pants, these hooks, okay, will hook underneath your belt. All right, so when you go to draw and you pull on the holster, these hooks will catch your belt, so the entire system won't come up. Okay, so these are just, tabs that will hook your belt and prevent the whole entire holster from coming off. Or if someone tries to take your handgun from you, and try to rip your handgun out of the holster, well, you're gonna need these bad boys, because they're gonna prevent that bad guy from just snatching your holster and your gun. Okay, so, and like I said, you have options as far as to how far up you can come and secure the actual holster. So you've got some room to play with, guys, and I like that they thought about all of that. All right, so what I need to install next is I'm going to go with the medium size pad. I'm not going to go with the large pad, because what I found is this: if you mount the large pad, all right, it makes it very, very easy to release the handgun. And depending on why you're actually running the handgun, you know, outside waistband in the first place, you may not want a bad guy to be able to, you know, press this so easy where he can just snatch your handgun out. Now, I found that if you run this one, okay, it's gonna give you a little bit more height if you run the medium one, but with your handgun installed, like you see, I've got my handgun installed right now. I actually have to get my hand on the, you know, on my weapon, and I have to press down, like somewhat pressing the handgun down into the holster, and I have to press the button to release it. Okay, so what you don't want is for someone to, you know, just be able to barely touch this and just pull it out. Okay, so I prefer this one because with the other one, it's effortless. Okay, I mean, look at how much higher it is. You just touch it and it comes out. And what I want a bad guy to have to do is I want him, okay, to have to try to pull on it and press. All right, and if you pull on it and press, the holster will not release the handgun. So I love that about this particular holster. If you pull and press, it will not release the handgun. So if someone walks up behind you and they grab your handgun and press this button, it will not release the handgun. So I prefer to run the medium one over the tall one because, well, they don't have to pull. As soon as they, you know, basically grab the gun, they're touching the pad at the same time and it's going to release it. And in my opinion, you don't want that. Okay, you don't want that in my opinion. So now I'm going to take the screws and where's the other one? They're hiding in there. And I got to take my little screwdriver. Okay, so get the screw in the hole. Okay. So you get your screws in your hole, in the holes, and you just screw it in. Now these screws, they do screw into actual polymer, so, but you're using a small screwdriver, you're not going to strip these out either. I mean, you can't get a big screwdriver that you can get a lot of torque on, so you should be fine. All right, so now it is assembled. I absolutely love the holster for what it does. I mean, it's simplistic in my opinion. It's not a ALS holster by any means, but you know, it works, guys, and for about 60 bucks, I mean, it's worth the money in my opinion. So if you were in the market for it and really didn't understand, you know, what was going on with it or whatever, didn't really understand how one holster could accommodate 150 different handguns, it's because the holster only grabs the flashlight, guys. It's really just that simple. As long as you've got a Surefire flashlight, you know, the X300 or X300U-A, you can basically mount that flashlight to your handgun and basically holster it. And they also have a model that accommodates the Streamlight line of flashlights, and it works the same as that way. As long as you've got the Streamlight flashlight, you can basically, you know, mount the flashlight to your Picatinny on your handgun, and you can run it no different than the Surefire model. So I hope this, you know, maybe cleared up some things for some of you guys out there that, you know, didn't know what was going on with it, because I was a little bit clueless myself. So that's the reason why I wanted to do this video, to, you know, inform you guys and, you know, let you know how the holster actually works. And for the last time, and then I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, you can see the little play. Okay, so it's a little wiggle, it's a little play. But that's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. As always, guys, have a wonderful day.